He was watching the girl sleep when suddenly the door burst open and a swarm of FBI agents stormed in, slamming him to the ground. It wasn't just the FBI, it was a joint operation with the DEA. A rapid search of his place turned up a significant stash of drugs and weapons, including a couple of serious, heavy-duty firearms. This meant he was looking at major felony charges, but he didn't seem worried at all. He confidently assumed his powerful father would pull some strings and get him out of this mess. Instead, his father, more concerned with protecting the family's reputation and business interests, cut a deal with the prosecutor. The deal was plead guilty, and they'd aim for a reduced sentence, maybe 4 years. The news hit him hard. It felt like a betrayal, but his father insisted, so he reluctantly agreed to the plea bargain. In court, he calmly admitted his guilt as planned. However, the judge saw things differently, concluding that the heavy weapons were clearly intended to protect his drug operation. Applying the minimum sentencing guidelines for that level of offense, the judge hammered him with 10 years in prison. It was only then that he realized both he and his father had been completely played by the prosecutor. 7 months into his sentence, guards unexpectedly escorted him to the prison infirmary. Waiting for him inside were the very prosecutor who'd screwed him over, and a woman he didn't recognize. The woman introduced herself as a special agent. She laid out what they knew. He was doing surprisingly well inside, had managed to build friendly relationships with various major prison gangs, and was even running a profitable little side hustle, renting out explicit magazines. They were interested in his unique talent, his ability to get along with almost anyone, to make people trust him and open up without even realizing it, much like the agent found herself doing right then. They wanted to offer him a deal. They would transfer him to a different maximum security facility. His mission: get close to a notorious serial killer incarcerated there and coax out the locations of his victims' bodies. If he succeeded, his entire sentence would be wiped clean. He could walk out a free man immediately. He just laughed. That other prison wasn't like this one. It was a hellhole packed with the most dangerous psychos, serial killers, and criminally insane inmates imaginable. Give up his relatively comfortable setup here to go play nice with monsters? You gotta be kidding me, he scoffed, flatly refusing the offer. The agent simply left the killer's case file with him, telling him to think it over. Then came visiting day, and it was his mother, not his father. She told him his father had suffered a major stroke and wouldn't be able to visit again. The implication hung heavy in the air. If he served his full 10 years, he might never see his father alive again. That changed everything. That night, back in his cell, he picked up the file the agent had left and started reading about the serial killer he was supposed to befriend. What he saw in those pages didn't just make him reconsider, it sent a wave of pure, icy dread through him, chilling him to the bone.